Hey friends, happy Monday, the 12th of June. Nice to be with you. I'm Father Bill Hill, priest at Holy Spirit Catholic Community in Rock Springs, Wyoming. I will give you a reflection on the daily readings. The daily readings are linked down below. Click the link, read the readings prayerfully 2-3 times, slowly, turn off the screen, sit in silence, spend some time in prayer, spend some time with God before you move on to other things. One parish announcement, we're hosting a new parishioner dinner Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. A little potluck, so if you're able to bring something, that would be excellent. But just a chance to get to know each other a little bit more and continue to deepen the bonds of grace that unite us, right? And it's about encouragement and encouraging each other. We hear that in the first reading. But I want to talk about the lectionary for a sec before I jump into the readings. So we are starting the second letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians, and we're starting the public ministry of Jesus in Matthew's Gospel. Now, for 100 days before this, when we were in Lent and Easter, those readings are thematic. There's a theme for every day, and they're linked. And so you're bouncing around on those first readings because they're paired with the gospel. In ordinary time, that's not how the lectionary is set up. You do a continuous reading in the first reading, and you do a continuous reading in the gospel. So we were reading Mark's gospel. We're done with it. Now we pick up Matthew's gospel. We don't do the infancy stories, the stories before the public ministry of Jesus. We do those in Advent and Christmas. We don't do the passion, death, and resurrection. We do those in Lent, Easter. We do the public ministry of Jesus. So in Matthew's gospel, we're picking up in chapter 5. So that's just a little bit of what we're doing with the lectionary. So don't be looking for themes. Rather, it's continuous sorts of readings, okay? Now, let me get to that first reading, St. Paul's second letter to the Corinthians. The word encouragement happens a lot. Encourage, encouragement, encouraged. 10 times in this reading. It was a little bit like a Where's Waldo as I was going through it. I was like, wow. There's even one line where with the encouragement with which we ourselves are encouraged by God. And especially what I was thinking about is so many folks that I chat with, when they're in difficult times, when they're in suffering, their expectation of God is that God is like the hard-nosed PE coach drill sergeant that is standing there on the sidelines, angry that they aren't doing it right, and yelling and complaining at them. And and they feel like it's a test from God, and that if they get it wrong, that God flunks them out of the class, something like that. Paul speaks to us about the encouragement of God, that God looks after us and is our biggest cheerleader on the sidelines in the midst of our difficulties. And God's the one that's hollering out encouragement, but also do this, right? Like God's the one that's getting us through our trials and our difficulties. I encourage you, I invite you, like pray into Paul speaking over and over and over about God who fills us with encouragement so that we can ourselves be encouraged, so that then we can share that encouragement with others. And especially whatever suffering we're